Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my couch. Today we are doing our coffee talks and I have iced coffee today because it is so hot outside. It's just, I can't do hot coffee right now. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for your support. And if you're new, welcome. My name is Tanya and I like to create lifestyle videos and I'm doing a coffee talk today. I hope you join me in this little community that I'm building and subscribe down below to my channel. So today I would like to talk about funky days during quarantine and I have 5 tips to help you to get out of that funk. So I've been in quarantine for about a month and a half now and I have had my good days and my bad days. Thankfully I've had more good ones than bad, but I have found times when I'm just in a funk, that's what I'd like to call it, just not feeling myself, not feeling like really motivated to do anything, and I'm just like, can't go out anywhere, can't distract myself with something different than my little apartment, and I just feel so, I'm sure as many people do, feel so stuck and just like frustrated, you know? So I've been trying to find certain things that I can control because I'm a control freak. I'll admit it. I like to be in control and I don't like it when I can't control things. So when it is outside forces like this, it drives me crazy. I had to find things that kind of helped me push through all those negative down days where I just felt really lazy and didn't want to do anything and just was like, ugh. And I don't mean it in those lazy days where you're like, I'm just gonna watch TV all day and chill or play video games, which I had plenty of those days too. I think those are just as important as days where you're productive. Those are, I think, so important because those are the days that your body and your mind recuperates. It just needs that time. It just needs to not really think about any of your responsibilities. At least that's what it is for me. So here are a few things that I found to be helpful during those times. Tip number 1, take it one day at a time. I mean, you don't need to be putting all this pressure on yourself to be like, oh, I have to do this and do that, and I have to lose 10 pounds by the time I'm out of quarantine, or I have to make sure my house is spotless and I have my life together by the end of this because I have all this time. No, don't do that to yourself. Just literally take it one day at a time. What we're going through right now isn't normal. It isn't our normal. You know, we're not used to having to wear masks all the time and gloves and not going out anywhere, not being able to get a haircut, or, you know, all these million different things. This isn't normal for us. This isn't what we know. For us to have that all stripped away and pretty fast is going to shake things up about us. It's gonna shake things up in our mind and our body. It's gonna basically throwing everything you know out of whack. It's not balanced anymore and you have to allow everything to adjust. It's not something that's gonna go away overnight, unfortunately, so this is something that has to be our reality for the time being. Easing into it and just kind of accepting for what it is right now is really important. Number 2, set a routine. And at first I was just like watching TV and playing video games for like a solid week and a half. I literally didn't do anything else. That's all I did. And then I was like, okay, I'm getting a little antsy. I'm kind of over this not doing anything anymore. And so I decided to set a routine for myself because I found that that's what works for me in order to still be productive and get things done efficiently. And for me, it's really helpful to write down a list. I have a planner and I like to write things down for the day that I'd like to do, and it's so satisfying when I do it and then I cross it off or put a check next to it. I don't know what it is, but for me to actually see it and for me to like actually cross it off is so satisfying that it makes me want to do those things more. It also sets a sense of normalcy in my day, if you will. Having tasks and having things to do makes me feel useful. It makes me feel like I'm not just a blob on the couch doing nothing. It makes me feel like I'm putting something out there for myself. Write it down and follow through with it. The third tip is to try something new. I find it so exciting to try something that I haven't done before, or maybe it doesn't really have to be anything new per se, but maybe something you haven't done in a really long time. For me, it was painting. I haven't painted, especially with watercolor, in so long, and I've been wanting to get back into it. I'm just kind of like, grabbing all the painting stuff, setting it up, putting it away, cleaning it. For me, it's a hassle with the way I have things arranged, so it's a bit of a process for me to even just start painting. But with quarantine, I'm like, I'm just gonna do it. Like, what else am I doing? Nothing. So I grabbed all my paint stuff, I set it up, and I was doing all my watercolor doodles and just painting, and I just remembered how much better I felt doing this. I love to paint. I really love it. But I just never really found the time, or didn't feel like I gave it that much importance. But it made me realize that it is important, because it makes my mind work, it makes my creativity come out, and it just makes me feel really good about myself. And it's all part of that self-care that we all need to implement in our lives, that I talk about all the time. Okay, number 4, reconnect with friends and family. I think this is so important because we are social beings. I consider myself to be an extroverted introvert. So I believe that I keep mostly to myself. I like my tiny little cocoon. I like to be by myself for the most part. I believe I'm a very big introvert, but I do like to chit chat, and I do love to keep up with my friends and my family. And I think that no matter how introverted you are, I feel like there is still some sort of sense of wanting to talk to people, and that sense of belonging, and, you know, connecting with someone over something. Keeping up with my friends through Facebook Messenger or through Zoom calls has been really important to me and really helpful, and makes me not feel as anxious, because again, those funky days, my anxiety shoots through the roof. I just feel super anxious, and I just feel super down. And as soon as I talk to my friends, I feel so much better. And you know, it doesn't even have to be anything big, like any sort of big conversation. Like, it could be just like half an hour. It just felt so good. I felt almost like refreshed, like I'm a new person. Like, I had some sort of interaction. Okay, great, I can go about my day now. So I don't know, that for me was just very helpful. And the 5th thing is to work out and or meditate. I'm personally not a meditator, but I believe that people that do are very strong-willed, and I don't know how they do it. But I do love to work out, especially doing yoga. It is so great. I've talked about Boho Beautiful on my channel before, but I'll mention her again. I love her workouts. She has a wide variety of things, of yoga and Pilates, and like yoga Pilates fusion kind of thing, and it's wonderful. Like, even her 10-minute like ab challenge, it is so hard. I am sweating after like 2 or 3 minutes, but I just push through. Like, when I have to rest, I rest. Like, if I have to modify something, I modify. It's like, as long as I keep going, my goal is to always just do the best I can and push myself as hard as I can. And that's it. That's all I expect from myself and from my body. And some days are, you know, easier than others. I mean, working out gives you endorphins, which is basically a chemical in the brain that makes you happy. Working out gives you endorphins. Endorphins makes you happy. Happy people don't shoot their husbands. They just don't. Even if it's just 10 minutes, it makes me feel really good about myself. And not only that, it makes me feel really productive, which gives me personally another boost of happiness because of the person I am. So here I am working out. Working out is giving me this endorphins and this happy feeling. Plus, knowing the fact that I did this workout for me personally gives me like a high. And I'm just like, it just uplifts my mood so much. I can't even describe it. And it's honestly worked for me. After being a couch potato for a week and a half, it was hard. Let me tell you, it was really hard to get my booty moving. But once I did, it was so good. And there are so many channels out there that are great. Just take like 5 or 10 minutes to look a couple of things up and just try it. And if you realize that you don't like something, or maybe you don't like that particular person's workout, go on to the next. You know, there's no right or wrong. Everybody is different. Every body is different. And what you like is not gonna be the same thing that I like. But as long as you just move. And this isn't really, I guess, a tip. It's like a bonus tip slash overall bubble that I'm gonna end this on and encompass this in, is that allow yourself to feel the emotions. Allow yourself to feel sad. Allow yourself to have that negative state of mind for the time being. Do not let it consume you. Do not let it consume over your life and let it take over. Trust me, I know it is hard, and with everything that we're going through right now, it does not make it easier for people that have, you know, anxiety or depression and anything else that they're dealing with. It is not easy. I know. trust me, I know it is. There have been days when all I did was cry for like 3 hours, and sometimes I didn't even know why I was crying. I just wanted to cry, you know. I felt lonely, I felt anxious, I felt very as if I had all this weight on my shoulders, and we don't need to be carrying that weight, you know. We really don't. Allow yourself to go through this emotional roller coaster, because there is better, brighter things on the other side, because there is so much to live for and so many good things that we should be happy, feel blessed. And you know, if anything that I've really learned throughout this quarantine and this self-isolation thing is, I really thought I was grateful for a lot of things, but I was not. I never took my health for granted. Health is something that was always ingrained, and at least in my family, they have a saying that says, if you don't have health, you don't have anything. And so I grew up with that mentality. So I never took health for granted, but I took things like going out for a walk, or you know, going to the store, being able to go to the store, being able to, you know, go to the mall and just browse through clothes. And even if I don't buy anything, like, who cares? I didn't realize that that made me happier than I thought it did, you know? So, and now I'm like, I can't wait till we go back to our normal lives, whenever that will be, because I'm gonna do my very best to be grateful for all those little things. So that was a great realization that I had. Know that it will be over. It will. You're not in this alone. We're all in this together, and we'll be stronger, happier, better people after this. And there's gonna be so much. There is so much that we still have to live for. So do not let your funky, sad days, do not let all that negativity consume you. Okay? Don't let it encompass your life. Don't let it ruin your life. Don't let it control your life, because there is so much good out there. So much good out there that we still need to do and live for. And that's it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you find some of these tips helpful. I love you so much. Stay strong, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.